When my son came out as a transgender, just like many other parents, we just didn't know what to do.
Even though we loved our son unconditionally, it wasn't like, oh, okay, you know, he's transgender and everything's fine, and you know, we're just gonna live and continue to live like, you know, like nothing happened. Oh God, no.
When he came out to me, my immediate reaction was fear, lots and lots of fear, because I thought about the fact that my kid would now be marginalized.
How's my son going to be safe in this world? I know the world can be cruel with my history as a Japanese American, and how people that are different can really be a target. So there was just so many layers of things for me to be fearful of.
I think in terms of Asian culture is the emphasis on staying together at all costs. So that can be a good thing in terms of safety. However, the feeling of instinctive shame was very much present in my trying to figure out how the community would respond.
You know, we had a lot of prayer meetings, and one day, I think maybe it was about 2 months after Kai came out to us, I told them, you know, there were the prayers of, you know, that he's broken, and you know, despite him being broken, you know, we still love him.
I find myself, you know, in community settings where my sort of just casually mentioning that my child is queer and trans is like I've dropped a stone, or you know, I've like done something very inappropriate.
I always had this sense that I wasn't doing everything that I could as a good mother should be.
I was carrying our whole lineage on my shoulders at that point. And so how was I going to bring honor to our family name? The sad part is, I think my withdrawal and my shame, Aiden thought came from him.
When I was a kid and growing up, like even in really my teenage years, my mom and I got along really well. And when I came out and started my transition, we had this really big fight that, like, to me was really, I think it was really scary because we had never fought like that, and I wasn't sure if this meant she wasn't actually going to be supportive like she had originally said.
I was ashamed of myself, and I think that is very true for many mothers.
Yeah, I lost my community, I lost friends, and I was embarrassed, you know, because I thought it was like this horrible thing that happened.
And it was a very lonely, isolating time for me that first year when I was processing this information.
I think for my mom, because she knew a little bit earlier on that I was queer, that her journey was more around like breaking out of a sense of isolation where she really didn't have anybody except for me to talk to about it.
And so I felt that I had to carry a secret. And while I was worried and fearful for him, I was worried and fearful for myself. You know, what should I do, or how should I respond to support him? And that was not a good time. That's when actually I found PFLAG. I walked with API PFLAG in New York City. There was loud Bollywood music playing. There were queer and trans people with all kinds of gender expression. So that sense of community, that sense of like feeling like, you know, coming home is such a huge factor in my own progress.
API Rainbow Parent is the only place that I can just bring my whole self as who I am, without fear of being blamed or shamed.
Like the friends that I have now, amazing, incredible people.
This was my second chance for, you know, the things that I couldn't do because I didn't know how.
I used to cry a lot because of the pain. But you know, today I cried because our life and our family has so much joy and gratitude and connection.
Your queer child is a gift.
Blanketed in snow, buried treasure lies below, asleep those precious dreams we sowed, asleep those precious dreams.
You know, we uprooted ourselves, we came to another country, we built our lives. If you can do that, you can get used to who your child is.
I believe that people can change their value system. And I think that's a part of the growth and journey that anyone can take on.
And I think the most beautiful part of a journey is that you allow it to unfold in the way that's best for you and your family.
You know, we were marching with another API group, and we were like one of the last to march, and it was hot, and you know, I was just really miserable. I said, you know what, I don't know if I can do this anymore. This is hot. You know, this was like unorganized, and I don't want to be a part of it. This is going to be the last one. That's what I thought, right? So we're marching, you know, I have my, I love my trans son sign, and this one girl was off to the side. She wasn't in a crowd. She wasn't with her friends or whatever. She was off to the side. And I looked at her, and she looked at me. It was like everything disappeared. And she bowed. And I bowed to her. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna keep marching.